Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Thundershot, and today we're going to be breaking down for you guys how to get past Frieza and Cooler. A lot of people probably just picked up the game today, they're getting home, they're playing it, they're getting to the Frieza arc, and then they get to one mission that is just particularly hard compared to all the others. You were doing okay, maybe you were struggling a little bit, or maybe it was easy street for you, and then you get to the Frieza mission, the Frieza Cooler mission, and all of a sudden the game has become incredibly difficult, at least for you, particularly for the first time Xenoverse players, or for people who are really rusty on the game. This mission's going to be difficult. Now some people are going to breeze through this. If you're one of those people, this video is not for you. If you've already made it past the mission, no problem. Don't worry about this one. But if you're somebody who's here and struggling with Frieza versus Cooler, we are here to help you with that today. Now, the first thing we're going to go over is a list of moves you should probably be bringing into this fight. One move in particular is going to help you out a lot. Now, bring some form of charge you have. I personally have carried over maximum charge from Xenoverse 1. I would highly recommend bringing over maximum charge if you haven't yet brought over a character. But regular charge works fine. You should have been able to pick up regular charge somewhere, whether it be parallel quests or from the main story or from the shop. You should have been able to pick up at least some form of charge move, key charge move, somewhere along the line. This really won't come in effect until later, and it's not exactly a necessary move. It just helps out later on in the fight. The next move you're going to want to bring, and this is totally 100% for sure, is an ultimate attack, Full Power Energy Blast Volley. Now, if there's another move that you have that happens to combo as well as this one, by all means, feel free to use that. But Full Power Energy Blast Volley is pretty much a move that you start with. It's a very easy move to obtain. I think they give it to every character no matter what. So it's a universal move that will work for everybody. This guide is not relying on bringing over past moves from Xenoverse 1 or anything like that. I'm trying to do something that everybody can do without too much of a hassle. So Full Power Energy Blast Volley, and then for your second ultimate, just bring the strongest ultimate you have that is relatively easy to hit. Nothing you have to stamina break into to guarantee it hits, like a Super Dragon Fist or any of those other moves, but like a big move you can throw at somebody. Giant Storm works really well. I brought over Burning Spin, and it's okay. I would probably recommend Giant Storm over anything, though. Something you'll be able to stand back from afar and spam and throw at the opponent is the idea of that. But those are the only three moves you need. The rest of your super moves are entirely up to you. If you want to bring Super Guard or some other move, it doesn't really matter. The rest of your moves are up to you. I don't think you'll be using them that much anyways. But make sure you bring some form of key charge move as a super attack, Full Power Energy Blast Volley as an ultimate attack, and then whatever a strong ultimate you can hit from far away is. And you'll see what I mean when we get later on in the video if you don't understand what your second ultimate should be by this point. So when the fight first starts, Frieza and Cooler aren't really that difficult yet. Cooler's in his fourth form, Frieza's in his regular fourth form. The fight's not too difficult. You're essentially waiting out a dialogue option while you beat up one person. Now make sure you target whoever Goku isn't locked onto. From my experience, it looks like both fighters both Frieza and Cooler like to lock onto Goku. So you just kind of pick whichever one you want to fight, and picking the one that Goku isn't locked onto is usually best. Now, in my experience, Goku's usually fighting Cooler, so I usually lock onto Frieza and go from there, but it changes sometimes. Every now and again, he will lock onto Frieza, but I've done this fight several times, and he mostly locked onto Cooler. Like I said before, the first half of this fight isn't that bad. The AI is still kind of dumb like it was in previous fights. It hasn't hit that level spike yet, so you're just going to kind of knock them around, combo them around a little bit. One piece of advice I can give is if they do get a hold of you, whether they hit an ultimate on you or if they do a combo on you or something, and you do take damage in this very first phase of the fight, just push start and retry. This phase of the fight isn't very long if you're hitting them and if you're doing damage to them, and there's no point in going into the second phase of the fight, the hard phase of the fight, with damage taken. So if you take any damage at all, just push start and retry, skip the cutscene, you start right back at the beginning. No harm, no foul. Now you'll get past the first this first phase of the fight, which like I said before, isn't that difficult. You move on to the second phase, and this is when the AI starts to get a lot smarter, and for those of you maybe less experienced Xenoverse players, you're going to have trouble with this. By the way, the level recommendation for this mission is at least 20. I would recommend being at least 20. You can do this at like level 15 up. It's just going to be more difficult, but parallel quests, Hercule missions, as long as you're not just marathoning the story and you've done any side quests at all, you should be around level 20 by now anyway, so it's not that big a deal. This character that I'm using is level 25, but I haven't boosted his attributes yet since he was about level 20, so I'm sitting on 15, 20 attribute points that I haven't put into him yet to keep him more accurate for the sake of this video. But anyways, you move on to the second phase of the fight, the more difficult phase of the fight. Same start, really, is that Cooler and Frieza are both going to try to attack Goku. You're going to want to lock onto whatever one Goku isn't locked onto. Again, my history is it's usually Cooler, but sometimes he locks onto Frieza, so you're going to be fighting Cooler. It doesn't really matter which one you fight, so don't worry about one of them being like a lot tougher to fight than the other one. And for this phase of the fight, you're going to target whichever one you're targeting, Frieza or Cooler or whoever, and you're basically going to be doing one combo over and over and over again. This is whatever combo your race has that ends in knocking the opponent away. Any combo that you have that doesn't knock your opponent straight up in the air, doesn't knock your opponent straight to the ground. Any combo you have from your square and triangle combination on your race that knocks your opponent away. At this point in the game, you should have figured at least one of those combos out that you know for sure knocks the opponent away. We are decently deep in the story mode at this point. It varies from race to race. I think it's more difficult. Like, I had a tough time finding the combo with Namekians, but Saiyans are super easy to knock them away with. So it just depends on the race. You should have some combination figured out by now is my point. But you're just going to continue to string your opponent along and knock them away. And then when you knock them away, do not snap vanish and follow up to continue the combo. Instead, do full power energy blast volley. And if you do full power energy blast volley, the moment you knock your opponent away, it will lock on to the opponent and it will hit them a bunch. Now, occasionally, they will escape move out of this, like Frieza, for example, will escape move out of this, fly over to you and break your stamina, and you have to take an ass beating. This doesn't happen very often, but when it does, you're going to take some hits, but you're probably going to be okay. If that's the only damage you've taken, you're still going to be fine. But that's the combo over and over and over again. Knock them away, full power energy blast volley. Big combo, knock them away, full power energy blast volley. Now that's not it. They're going to be resisting this. They're going to be fighting this a little bit. They're going to be snap vanishing a lot. So we're coming up to the really key parts. After this combo, this is probably the second most important thing you got to keep in mind. They will be snap vanishing, okay? And when they do, you need to back hit. If you don't know what back hitting is, the moment that Frieza or Cooler snap vanishes, if you hold the opposite direction that you were just punching, if you hold your joystick towards them and then push square or triangle, your character will turn around and hit them before they can do anything. And what that does is it takes 2 bars of stamina to do. And it wastes 2 bars of their stamina, and then you get to hit them for free. And after you hit them, keep comboing. If they have less than 2 bars of stamina, you know you can get a good combo off for free and that you're going to do a bunch of damage. If they have more than 2 bars of stamina, always keep an eye out for the snap vanish, and every single time they snap vanish, turn around and hit them. Now, sometimes you're going to find yourself getting comboed. Sometimes you're going to find yourself being the one getting beat up. Another big piece of advice I can give for this is treat it like it's a real online 1v1, because the AI is smart enough to act almost like it's a real online 1v1. So another technique, in case you guys don't know it, if the computer starts beating you up, always save your stamina. Never use your stamina to continue a combo. Never use your stamina to continue a combo. Always make sure you have at least 2 bars left. If you fall under 2 bars, it's okay. You're just going to have to take an ass beating for a little while and hope your health holds out. But always keep over 2 bars of stamina, for the reason that if the computer starts comboing you, if Frieza starts punching you and beating you up, or Cooler starts beating you up or whatever, you're going to tap the X button to snap vanish behind Frieza and Cooler. Now, this is where a lot of people are going to get frustrated, because when you snap vanish behind Frieza and Cooler, they will instantly turn around and back hit you. The same thing we just went over, they're going to do that to you. They're going to hurt you. Luckily for us, we're humans and we're smarter than computers, and we actually have a way around this, while the AI doesn't. What you're going to want to do, if you're on game layout 1, I don't know what it is if you're on other game layouts, but if you're on game layout 1, you're going to want to hold L2 and then just flick the left stick backwards. Flick the left stick away from Frieza and Cooler. Every single time you snap vanish behind Frieza and Cooler, hold L2 and flick the left stick away from Frieza and Cooler. Your character will backdash just a little bit, and what that'll do is when Frieza and Cooler turn around to back hit you, it'll miss. It'll completely whiff. And then after they turn around and back hit you, instantly start going in with another attack. So again, to go through the steps one more time: snap vanish, immediately backstep with L2 and the L stick, and then right after you backstep, their back hit should be missing as you're backstepping. Immediately push square or triangle to start your next combo. While you hold forward, you'll come in at them, you'll attack them, you'll start a combo again. But do this backstep, guys, every single time you snap vanish. Backstep and then immediately start punching. I cannot stress that enough. That is how you snap vanish without immediately getting hit again. A lot of people are going to get caught up on that, especially people who aren't too into the Dragon Ball Xenoverse series, or who are new to it, inexperienced, I guess is what I'm going for. And that's essentially the battle. If you do this, you will be able to take out whichever member you're fighting, whether it be Frieza or Cooler. Goku's going to be over there fighting whoever else. He's kind of going to be a punching bag. I typically don't see the fights cross paths. Maybe Goku will occasionally sometimes come over and hit the guy I'm working on, but I've never had like Cooler come over and try to beat me up while I was beating up Frieza. That's one thing. I don't know if I've gotten lucky or if that's just how the fights normally play out. If this happens to you guys, sometimes some BS can happen. Sometimes they'll hit you with an escape move. Sometimes they'll catch you in an ultimate that you don't get up there to break their stamina for, an ultimate that you can't run from. And you might fail this mission once or twice, but this is a really solid way to beat the mission almost every time, even with a lower level character, 15, 20, 25, whatever your character may be. But after you defeat the one character that you're working on, whether it be Frieza or Cooler, we use Frieza in this example. After you defeat Frieza, let's just say if you're beating him up, Goku will be over there 1v1 and Cooler. And this is where the charge move comes into play in that really strong ultimate attack. Again, I personally recommend Giant Storm. I think it would work well here. But this is where you're going to stand back from afar, use your charge attack, charge up to full power, and then spam your ultimate. And then you should be able to do a charge attack again, spam your ultimate, do a charge attack again, spam your ultimate, until eventually you and Goku have defeated the remaining member. One thing I noticed is that, and it will happen occasionally even if you're doing ultimate spam, but one thing I noticed is if you try to go up in 1v1 Cooler, your health might be low at this point. Even if you've done everything I've said perfectly, sometimes just get caught in a combo, sometimes just get hit with an ultimate, sometimes your health might be low at this point. And if it is low, you're not going to want to be up 1v1 in Cooler the same way you just 1v1 Frieza, because he'll probably be close to full health. Goku makes for a good punching bag and a good distraction, but he doesn't really do a lot of damage to the other member. So by standing back and spamming your ultimate move, you have and again we'll use Cooler for an example, you have less of a risk of Cooler locking onto you and then you having to essentially 1v1 Cooler, because there's something to keep in mind. Once Cooler locks onto you, or Frieza or whoever, when they're trying to 1v1 Goku, you cannot rely on Goku anymore. Almost never has Goku came up and saved me from a combo. Like if Cooler was trying to combo me, almost never did Goku stop Cooler from comboing me. Once they lock onto you, you're essentially in another 1v1 fight. So you want to avoid them locking onto you at all costs, but if they do lock onto you, fall back to the same methods that I explained earlier in this video. But again, before that, before they lock onto you, stand back, charge your ultimate move, spam your ultimate, and it should be a path to a semi-easy victory. I'm just kind of breaking this mission down for you guys, making it a little bit easier for those who may not understand, a little bit easier for those of you who may have got hung up on this mission. Again, just to go over some of the bullet points, back hit every single time they snap vanish. If you snap vanish to stop getting comboed, you need to back step and then follow up with a punch, very, very important, and then do the full power energy blast volley combo. That's pretty much it. And then once you get down to the 2v1 in the final, stand back and spam your ultimate while they're locked on to Goku. That's the whole fight in a nutshell, guys. It's just, I wanted to break that down for people because I saw a lot of people were going to have trouble when they got to that point. Again, not everybody's going to have trouble. People who know what they're doing have obviously figured it out, but I just want to share a little bit of insight. I hope this video helps a lot of people out. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for me today, guys. I want to thank you guys for coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe for more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 playthrough parts, how-tos, this, that, and the other. Everything Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 for a little while on this channel, guys. I'm Thundershot. I'm out. Peace, late, and we will see you next time. Have a good one, everybody.
Talking about Talk about Krillin!